Batman and Robin number 14, written by Peter Tomasi, art by Patrick Gleason and Tomas Giarello. So last issue had some people coming up from the graves, and then Robin was attacked by a bunch of zombies saying eat to live. And this issue picks up with some rich, restaurant place, some high-class dining, being attacked by said zombies, and it's almost like a Space Needle looking place. Batman's there, though. He immediately is firing a bunch of tranq darts into all of them to save as many people as possible. One of the really fat guys, though, takes 3 dozen tranq darts and doesn't go down, and he manages to tackle Batman out of the window, and Batman puts up a net to save him, and then the other guy who's tumbling with, Batman grabs him, but he's still tranquilized. He's out, so I don't really know what the point of that scene was. Then we move into Robin, who is being brought in alive by the zombies, all still chanting eat to live. They hop onto a train that is for some reason full, like an old style steam locomotive that is for some reason still operating deep underneath Gotham. And at this point, Batman hops on the comms and is just like, Robin, I need you to answer me. And all of Damian's inner monologue is like, I can't really answer. I'm playing dead, so these zombies don't kill me. So he's, his comms are off, and Batman's like, pick up the phone, Damian. God, you gotta listen to me because I'm Batman and you're just Robin. And Batman's doing some blood serum stuff, trying to figure out exactly what's going on with him. But Robin gets brought to a point where basically it's this cult, the Saturn Club that we saw last issue. And they're like, oh boy, Saturn Club members, the main guy says, you have brought us a Robin. That's neat. We will devour him and therefore get immortality because that's just what we believe. And at that point, Robin gets up and he fires off some explosive, harpoons from his wrists. And it causes a big spectacle where Robin's able to get all of the people who were about to be devoured, free down into a freight elevator. But the Saturn Club is quickly taking off after them. The main one staying behind the whole time, just saying, go after them, get your food. What are you prepared to do for immortality? So the freight elevator's moving too slow, and for some reason he wants it to go down instead of up. So Robin cuts the cord. It starts plummeting downwards, and he fires a air cushion underneath the elevator to save everybody's life. But, of course, they don't have very long. So they hop onto the train, and apparently Damian was a train kid, because he just lists off yes, this was a secret transport for the president when he paid visits to Gotham back in the 1930s. And I don't even know who he's talking to, but regardless, he's just showing how smart he is. So they start up the train. It starts moving pretty quickly back the way they needed to go, but at that point, a bunch of the Saturn Club members are breaking into the train. Robin starts fighting against all of them, and it looks like he's outnumbered, but of course, Batman shows up. And Damian's like, yeah, Batman! And Batman's like, you should have picked up the phone, Damian. So they start fighting through the horde of cult members, and they finally have the train arrive at Gotham Central. And at that point, Batman just starts chewing out Damian, saying, why did you turn off your comm link? You could have just left the microphone on. You're an idiot, Damian. And you didn't even know that Joker was behind this whole thing. And Damian's like, what do you mean Joker was behind? I saw the main guy. That wasn't Joker. It wasn't him at all. And at that point, he reaches into the coat of, I guess, one of the cult members, and it has a chattering teeth thing, along with, as far as I can tell, a webcam and a screen that just shows Joker's eye. And then Batman cracks it. And it's like, okay, well, I guess Joker was behind it. I still don't get how. But somehow he caused zombies. Sure. So anyway, they took apparently that blood sample that Batman took is what led him to, there's some unique concrete that was only used in those tunnels. So he managed to figure out where Damian's going to be. And they just basically argue, saying that Batman's like, hey, look, I lost a Robin before, and I'm not about to lose not only a Robin, but a son at the same time. You are too impulsive. You don't listen to instructions. I don't think this is going to work out. I don't think you care about anybody but yourself. And at that point, Damien's like, oh, but I do. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out one of Bruce's mother's pearls that he was down in the sewer looking for last issue. And he pulls it out, and Bruce recognizes it, and he gives Damien a hug and tells him how proud of him he is. And that's where the issue leaves off. I don't dislike, like, that last 2 pages of the, like, Pearl and everything like that almost makes all of it worth it. But at the same point, I don't, like, the rest of it didn't make any sense. Like, at all. The dude who was in charge of the Saturn Club seemingly got away. Except maybe it was the Joker. Except I don't understand how it could be the Joker. This feels to me like a 2-issue arc that got hijacked because they needed it to kind of move into Death of the Family. But at the same point, like, it's 2 issues. That's not something that is hugely separate. I don't know. It just seemed very strange to me the whole way through. Like, they were just pulling stuff out of nowhere. And don't get me started on, the unique concrete that led me to this specific tunnel. Yeah, sure. Why not? Because that's just, Batman's done it before, but still, it just seems weak. So overall, I think this issue, if I was judging just based off the last, 2 panels, it would get so much better, but I'm not. I'm judging off the issue, and as such, I got to give it a 6. It's not great. It's not a great issue. It's barely following through on the rest of the plot. Like, we didn't even cover how they took out all the rest of the zombies. Like, were they even zombies? Were they just guys that, kept on chanting? Were they just cannibals? Was that? I don't know. And this issue did nothing to explain it, so it gets a 6.